Okay, so today's video is absolutely disgusting, but also absolutely hilarious. And just, it's a lot of everything. And I thought you guys would enjoy hearing about it today. I've been waiting to tell this for a while. This is one of my favorite stories to tell people in real life. And every time I do, they always say like, bro, you got to tell that on your channel. And I've just been holding on to it because I love this story so much because it is just probably one of the most ridiculous stories ever that I'm going to tell. And yeah, I hope you guys love this because I sure as hell do. Leave a like on the video if you do. Also check out my new song. It's out now. Go stream that. And yeah, let's jump into it. So today's story time all takes place back in 2019. Now, in 2019, I was living back in New York. I had my own apartment. I was living on my own, just enjoying life. You know, things were good. Life was good. And I had a pretty tight group of friends back then. Now, there was like 4 main people I hung out with back then. And there was this one person in specific. We'll just call him Patrick, okay? Now, Patrick was kind of that one friend in the group that kind of got messed with a little bit. He wasn't bullied or anything by any means. I would not stand for that. That'd be messed up. But like, he was always the one getting like pranked. You know what I mean? Like if someone was going to like play a joke, Patrick was always the one that was getting pranked. And one day in 2019, me and all my friends are at Patrick's house. Now, Patrick lived in a frat house pretty much. It wasn't like officially a frat, but it was a bunch of like frat dudes living there. And it was a like 5-bedroom house in the middle of the city. And it was always like trashed and just like really dirty. And yeah, me and my group of friends would go over there and we'd hang out with his friends and we'd all just kind of hang out, right? And it was usually pretty fun. And one day we're all over there and Patrick was throwing a party on this night. There wasn't any specific occasion. It was just like Patrick wanted to throw a party. All of his frat buddies wanted to throw a party. So that's what they did. So yeah, we went over there during the day, hung out. And then later on that night, the party started. And it was fun. It was really fun. Now, about like 2 hours into the party, it's super crowded. The house is packed. I'm sitting in the living room and I'm sitting on the couch and they had like a little Xbox set up. And I'm not going to lie, I had smoked like 10 minutes prior to this and I was kind of getting a little bit like anxious. So yeah, I sat down on the couch and I was just playing some Xbox. They had Skate 3 on there, so I was playing that. And one of my close friends was sitting next to me. We'll just call him Tyler, okay? So Tyler's next to me. He's watching me play Skate. He's one of the people I just smoked with, and we're just kicking it. We're listening to music, enjoying the party. I'm playing some Skate. Like I said, I was a little bit anxious, but for the most part, I was still enjoying myself. Now, Tyler gets up, and he goes, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And he leaves. And he comes back about, 20 minutes later, and when he walks up to the couch, and he sits down next to me, he has the biggest smile on his face. Like he was like holding in the biggest laugh ever, and he couldn't let it out. And I was like, Tyler, what's so funny? And he just hysterically starts laughing. Like he literally like bends over and he has his head in his lap and he's fucking crying laughing. And I was like, Tyler, how high are you, man? Like, what are you laughing at? What's so funny? Because I knew that like nothing could possibly be that funny. Like, what could it be? And he won't tell me. He's just hysterically laughing. He can't even get a word out. He's just laughing so hard. And I was like, come on, Tyler. Like, tell me, bro. Tell me. And he's like, no, dude, I can't. I can't tell you, bro. I can't. And I was like, Tyler, fucking tell me, dude. Come on. You can't just laugh and then not tell me what you're laughing at. Like, I want to know. I want to know what's so funny. And he's like, bro, if I tell you, you can't tell anybody. Like, you can't tell anyone. And I was like, what did you do? And he's like, bro, come here. And he stands up and he does like the come here motion with his hand. So I follow him and he leads me to the bathroom and I walk in there and it smells so bad in there. First of all, got to point that out. And then he points to the litter box. Yeah, our friend Patrick that lived at this house, he had a cat and the litter box was in the bathroom. And yeah, Tyler points to Patrick's cat's litter box and he starts hysterically laughing. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what's so funny about this litter box? And then I realized what was in the litter box. There was a turd, a piece of shit that was quite literally the size of like a newborn baby sitting in this litter box. And I look at Tyler and I was like, Tyler, what the fuck is that? And he just starts crying. And I was like, Tyler, did you shit in Patrick's cat's litter box or did the cat do that? Either way, like I'm concerned. And he's just laughing so hard he can't even answer. And I'm just looking at this shit and I'm like, dude, like this is concerning. Because even if it came out of a human, it was like huge. And Tyler finally like composes himself enough. And he's like, dude, yeah, bro, it was me. I shit in the litter box. And I was like, what the fuck? Why? And he's like, dude, because like when Patrick sees that, he's going to lose his fucking mind. He's going to be like, dude, who shit in my cat's litter box? And I was like, yeah, I don't blame him. If someone shit in my cat's litter box, I'd be pissed. And he's like, dude, I don't care. It's going to be hilarious. Anyway, after this, I couldn't even handle it, bro. I turned around, I walked out of that room. I was like, I can't do this shit right now, bro. Like, I cannot believe what I'm being told right now and what I'm seeing. So I walk out of there. And after I walk out, I like sit down on the couch where I was sitting before, and Tyler follows behind me. He sits down, and we're both just sitting there on the couch, and our facial expressions both say two different things. Mine says like pure disgust because I couldn't believe what I just saw and heard. And then his says like just pure laughter and fucking happiness. And I'm sitting there like trying not to think about it. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more I start smiling. And then I start laughing. And Tyler looks at me and he's like, see, I fucking told you, man, it's funny. Don't fucking lie to yourself. That shit's funny. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not laughing because of what you did. I'm laughing because of how ridiculous the thought of you shitting in a litter box is. And then he just starts laughing even harder. And I couldn't believe him, man. I could not believe what he did. And anyway, so about 10 minutes goes by and people are using that bathroom left and right. And like no one's really saying anything. And then like an hour later, one of our other friends goes in the bathroom, our friend Alex. He goes in there and he comes out like 10 minutes later. And he walks up to the couch where me and Tyler are. And he's like, dude, I think Patrick's cat has something wrong with it, bro. Like, there's a shit the size of like a human in there. And we both just start dying laughing on the couch. Like, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time like composing myself talking about this. But yeah, me and Patrick are fucking dying. And we're like, what do you mean, dude? Like, what's in there? And Alex is like, dude, like, in the litter box, like I think Patrick's cat is sick or something. Like there's a giant shit in there. And we're just all dying laughing. And then Alex goes, did one of you guys like do that or something? Like there's no way that's a cat shit. And I'm just dying laughing. And so is Tyler. And Alex is like, bro, it had to be one of you. And I pointed at Tyler. And Alex is like, Tyler, you shit in Patrick's cat's litter box? And we all just start crying again. Now, the rest of that night goes on without any more mention of it, right? Like, Patrick went in there a few times to use the bathroom, but I don't think he checked his cat's litter because he didn't mention it at all. So yeah, our friend Patrick still had no idea that our homie Tyler literally took a shit in his cat's litter box. So the rest of that night goes on and no one's really mentioning it, and we all kind of forget about it. Like, we just kind of like kept partying and having fun, and I kind of just like smoked so much that I forgot. And I ended up falling asleep on the couch that I was playing Skate 3 on. And I just slept there the whole night. Like the whole rest of that night, the whole rest of the party, I just slept. And I woke up the next morning at like 6 in the morning, like really early. I don't know why. I didn't sleep very long at all. But I just woke up feeling super energized and like I couldn't go back to sleep. And I wake up and I hear a voice in the distance. And it sounds like Patrick's voice. And I'm looking around and I'm like trying to see where he's at, but he's not in the room with me. He's like in one of the other rooms. It sounds like he's in the bathroom. And I'm looking around to see who else is there still. And it looks like pretty much everybody left except a few people. My friend Alex was still there, the one that I was talking to earlier that night. My friend Tyler, the one that took the shit in the litter box, he was sleeping right next to me. He was on the ground on like an air mattress right next to the couch. And then one of our other friends was sleeping there, Tommy. He was on an air mattress as well on the floor. And that was pretty much it. That was pretty much everyone that slept over. Everybody else that was still there lived there, and they were all asleep in their rooms. And yeah, I woke up. I was the only one awake, and I'm listening to Tyler's voice in the distance. And I'm trying to like hear what he's saying. And the more and more I listen, the more and more I realize he is in the bathroom. He's in that bathroom. And the light's on in there, so I could tell that he was in there. And I'm listening real closely, and I'm kind of making out like what he's saying. I can kind of hear some of the words he's saying. At one point, I heard him say, "No, I'm not sure if he could have eaten anything." And then I heard him say, "When do you open?" And I'm just like listening, and I'm like, who is he talking to? And like, why is he still awake? Like, it's 6 a.m. Like, it sounded like he was on the phone with somebody, but at the same time, like, I didn't know if someone was in the bathroom with him or like what. And after like 5 or 10 minutes, the bathroom door opens and he comes out in the living room and he's like pacing back and forth, running his hands through his hair, like looking super stressed out. And I was like, yo, Patrick. He's like, oh shit, you're awake, dude. What's up? And I was like, what's wrong, man? Like, you look like you're stressed. And he's like, dude, like, come look. And he has me stand up. And at this point, I completely forgot about our friend shitting in his cat's litter box. And Patrick walks me over to the bathroom and he goes, dude, look at Stitch's litter box. And Stitch was the name of his cat. And Patrick points to the giant human turd in the litter box. And then it hits me all at once. Like, I remember that Tyler did that. And I'm trying to contain my laughter. And in my head, I'm just like, oh shit, dude. Like, Patrick finally saw it. And Patrick goes, dude, like, I think he ate something, or like something's wrong, bro. Like, that's not normal for a cat to be like pooping that big. And he's like freaking out. And I'm trying not to die laughing. And I'm like standing there trying to contain myself. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, that's really wild. And he goes, yeah, man, like, I was just on the phone with the vet. They're opening in 30 minutes. I'm taking him straight there. And now I'm really trying not to laugh. I'm like, yo, he's about to take his cat to the vet over this. Like, I can't let this happen. So I walk into the other room and I wake up Tyler. And I was like, Tyler, you got to tell Patrick what you did, bro. Like, he's about to take his cat to the fucking vet. Like, you got to tell him. And Tyler's like, dude, no way. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, bro, I'm getting up for this. We're going to the vet. And I'm like, dude, no, we're not going to the vet, bro. You have to tell him. You cannot let him do this. Like, if you let him go to the vet with his cat for this, you will be the worst friend ever. He's like, I don't give a fuck, man. This is hilarious. And he stands up and he starts putting his shoes on. And he walks over to the bathroom where Patrick's at. He's like, Patrick, bro, I heard about what happened. Like, you want me to give you a ride to the vet? I didn't drink last night. I can give you a ride. And Patrick's like, yeah, man, I appreciate that. And I'm just standing there like in disbelief. And Patrick goes, can you grab me a Ziploc bag from under the sink? I have to like bag this shit up. They want to like do a stool sample. So the vet wanted him to bring in the turd. And keep in mind, it's not a cat turd. So like after Tyler brought him the Ziploc bag, Patrick starts bagging up Tyler's shit in this bag. And we're all just standing there like looking down, and me and Tyler are looking at each other trying not to fucking hysterically laugh. And after this, he puts Stitch, his cat, in a little cat carrier, and he puts the turd on top. He's got it like double bagged in a Ziploc baggie. And we start taking the cat and putting him into Tyler's car. And then we get into Tyler's car, me, Tyler, and Patrick, and we start driving to the vet. And I'm just sitting there like just in this like moral dilemma of wanting to tell, Patrick about what happened, but also this was just so funny. I wanted to like let it keep happening. Anyway, we drive 25 minutes to the vet. We pull in the first parking spot, and Tyler and Patrick get out of the car, and Patrick starts grabbing the cat carrier and the turd, and Tyler goes, yo, Patrick. And Patrick's like, yeah, man. And Tyler goes, just so you know, like, that's my shit. And Patrick goes, what? And I start dying laughing. And Tyler goes, yeah, man, like, I shit in the litter box last night during the party, and I wanted to see, like, what you would think. I didn't know it was going to go this far. And I am literally, like, bent over crying. Like, I'm on the ground, crouched down, laughing. And Patrick goes, Tyler, are you fucking serious? Like, don't be fucking with me right now, man. Like, is this a joke? And Tyler goes, yeah, man, like, I shit in the litter box. I'm sorry, man, like, I want to see how far it would go, and now we're in the parking lot of the vet, and I cannot let the vet look at my turd, bro. Like, that's just too far. And Patrick, like, looks around for a second to see if anyone's around, and then he drops the bag with the turd in it, like, on the ground of the parking lot, and he's like, fuck you, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I drove all the way out here with you for 25 fucking minutes. I'm exhausted. I was up all night. I thought my cat was fucking dying. I was on the phone with the vet. I called their emergency line. Like, I want to go to fucking sleep, dude. You guys are fucked up. And I'm crying, bro. I'm literally laying on the ground at this point, actually crying. Like, I felt so bad. I really did. But also, it was just so ridiculous that I couldn't help but laugh at it. And Tyler feels awful, but he's also laughing. He's like, Patrick, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't know like it was going to go this far. And Patrick's like, dude, fuck you guys. Like, drive me home. And Tyler ends up walking over to where like the turd is on the ground. And yeah, he picks up the bag and he ends up walking it over to a nearby dumpster. And Tyler throws away his turd. And then we all get back in the car and we start heading back to Patrick's house. And we're just like chilling, driving. And about 2 minutes into the drive, Patrick takes out his phone and he calls the vet. And he goes, hey, this is Patrick. I just called about Stitch. Yeah, false alarm. It's okay. He's fine. And he had his speaker turned up so loud, I could kind of hear the vet. I heard the lady go, oh, like, are you sure? Like, you said that he had like a pretty big, bowel movement. And he goes, nope, it was a human one, not a cat one. And I hear the woman through the phone go, a human bowel movement? Like someone used your cat's litter box to go to the bathroom? And Patrick goes, yeah, it was my friend. And I hear her through the phone start laughing hysterically. And everyone in the car fucking bursts out laughing. Even fucking Patrick was dying. And he ends up hanging up with her after a few minutes of like, you know, apologizing for the false alarm. Even the doctor took the phone at one point, one of the vets, and was laughing about it because he wanted to hear about it. Anyway, after that, he hangs up the phone and he's laughing still. And Tyler looks over at him and he goes, Patrick, you can't lie, man. It's fucking funny. And Patrick goes, fuck you guys, dude. And we ended up driving home and we just kind of like fell back asleep after that, hung out there for a little bit. And yeah, the rest of that day, man, it kept popping into my head and making me laugh. Like I was just in a good mood that whole day because of how funny that situation was. And just the fact that he took his cat to the vet, bro, like it made it so much funnier. I'm happy that Tyler had enough of a heart and a soul to not let him bring that cat into the vet with the bag of shit. Cause if the vet analyzed that would have been so bad. Anyway, moral of this story is don't do that. Even though it was so funny, that was so messed up. But yeah, it was one of the funniest moments ever. And I love talking about this because it just makes me laugh. And I don't think I've ever laughed this hard during a story. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Take his 401k and I'll put it on my wrist. Only wanna sell my fit. Still I pop these pills and fuck my life up. Yeah, I'll take a sip. Yeah, I still fall for